Hello student, in this session we discussed a revision of raster scan graphics or a revision of second chapter. There is a first topic is basic concept in line drawing. In this topic or in this content we have discussed the lines is a straight object which have no curves and no thickness. Okay, so it extends in both the direction without end. If it does have ends, it is called a line segment. Okay, the line have an end, it is called a line segment. The another content in this line concept of line is the line is a straight which have no curves and no thickness. Okay, so in this figure there is a line is a vertical lines and horizontal lines. There are 45-degree lines, but lines have no curves and no thickness. Okay, so lines, here is the lines with other orientation. Then there is second topic is line drawing algorithms. So most line drawing algorithms use the incremental method. In this method, line start with the starting point and then a fixed increment is added to the current point to get the next point on the line. Okay, we in this line drawing algorithm we start from the first point and we goes to the end point. Okay, so to reaches the end point we have the fixed increment is added to our current point or our starting point. Okay, so with the help of this fixed increment is added, the next point we get the next point on the line. There are the line drawing algorithms. There are two algorithms. First one is digital differential analyzer algorithm, that is DDA, and second one is Bresenham's algorithm. Okay, so in the digital differential analyzer algorithm we first find out the slope of the straight line, that is m is equal to delta y upon delta x. Delta y is equal to y2 minus y1 and delta x is equal to x2 minus x1. Okay, then after that we have checked the delta x is greater than delta y or not. If the delta x is greater than delta y, then delta x is equal to 1, else delta y is equal to 1. Then with the simplification of the slope of the line, the simplification of delta x is equal to 1, then we have the yi plus 1 is equal to yi plus y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1 into delta x, and x is incremented. If the delta y is equal to 1, then yi plus 1 is equal to yi plus 1 and xi plus 1 is equal to xi plus x2 minus x1 upon y2 minus y1 into delta x. Here is the DDA line algorithm. We first read the line endpoints, that is x1 y1 and x2 y2. Then find out the delta x and delta y value. The equation of find out the delta x and delta y is equal to delta x is equal to x2 minus x1 and delta y is equal to y2 minus y1. Then check if delta x is greater than delta y, then length is equal to delta x, that is steps is equal to delta x, else length is equal to delta y, that is steps is equal to delta y. Then the next step is delta x is equal to x2 minus x1 upon step, and delta y is equal to y2 minus y1 upon step. Okay. Then the next step is x is equal to x1 plus 0.5 into sine of delta x, and y is equal to y1 plus 0.5 into sine of delta y. These two equation of step number 5 is, if we find or if we get the decimal point, then with the help of these two equations find out the x and y coordinates. Okay. The next step is I is equal to 1. 7 step is while I is less than length, then plot the integer x and integer y value. X is equal to x plus delta x and y is equal to y plus delta y. I is equal to I plus 1 and then stop. Here is the example of DDA algorithm. The length is equal to y2 minus y1 is equal to 6. Delta x is equal to x2 minus x1 upon length is equal to 4 upon 6, and delta y is equal to y2 minus y1 upon length is equal to 6 upon 6 is equal to 1. Here is the result of our tabulated form x and y coordinate, and we plot this x and y coordinate in the our graph and rasterize a line. The advantages and disadvantages of the DDA algorithm is, the advantages of the DDA algorithm is it is the simplest algorithm and it does not require special skills for implementation. And disadvantages is of DDA algorithm is floating point arithmetic in DDA algorithm is still time consuming. Okay. Then next content is Bresenham's line drawing algorithm. In the Bresenham's line drawing algorithm uses only integer addition, subtraction and multiplication by 2. Here it is not used the decimal values. That's why the computer can perform the operation of integer addition, subtraction very rapidly. Then the increment in the other variable is determined by examining the distance between actual line location and the nearest pixel. So here in the Bresenham's line drawing algorithm, we have find out the nearest pixel of our actual pixel. Okay. So to find out the nearest pixel with the help of the decision variable or decision parameter. Okay, with the help of decision variable or decision parameter, we have find out the nearest pixel. Okay, from our actual line location. Then here is the figure of Bresenham's line drawing algorithm. In this, dA and dB, that is distance above and distance below, find out. Distance above and distance below is find out. In this, here is the line, okay, scan line, and we find out the nearest pixel. Okay, so this point and this point is the nearer or nearest pixel of our actual scan line. So find out this nearest pixel and here is whichever is closer to our scan line, whichever pixel is closer to our scan line is to find out, and then we plot of this nearest pixel and draw a line. Okay, here is the Bresenham's line drawing algorithm, and in this Bresenham's line drawing algorithm we firstly find out the delta x and delta y value. As in previous DDA line algorithm, there is also find out the delta x and delta y value, and here is the Bresenham's line drawing algorithm. Then find out the x and y values, that is x is equal to x1 and y is equal to y1. And before that we firstly find out, or we firstly find the endpoints of our line, that is x and y coordinates, x1 y1 and x2 y2. Okay, then find out E is equal to 2 into delta y minus delta x, that is E is the decision parameter or decision variable. With the help of this decision variable we have found out the nearest pixel. Then after that there is a y check is greater than equal to 0 or less than equal to 0. Is greater than equal to 0, y is equal to y plus 1, x is equal to x plus 1, and then after find E is equal to E minus 2 into delta x. There is another equation, that is E plus 2 into delta y minus delta x. Okay, then while E is less than 0, then find out only x coordinate, not the y coordinate. Find out the x is equal to x plus 1, and find out the decision parameter, that is E is equal to E plus 2 into delta y, and then find out I is equal to I plus 1 because of the incremental, okay, increment approach we have find out the I plus 1, I is equal to I plus 1. When I is less than equal to delta x, then we have to stop this, find out the x and y coordinate, and we if we reaches the end points, then we have stopped the find out the x and y coordinate. Okay, here is the example of Bresenham's line drawing algorithm. This is the example. Then there is difference between DDA and Bresenham's algorithm is it uses floating point arithmetic, it uses only integer addition. Due to floating point arithmetic it makes more time, and it is Bresenham's line drawing is quicker than the vector generation algorithm. Then third difference is less efficient, more efficient. Fourth one is where speed is important, this algorithm needs to be implemented in hardware. In Bresenham's, hardware implementation is not required. Example of DDA. This is the example of DDA. Okay. Then there is another topic of Bresenham's circle drawing algorithm. This Bresenham's circle drawing algorithm discussed in next session. Okay, so here is the first of all circle generating algorithm. Symmetry of circle. In symmetry of circle, the circle is a symmetrical figure. It has 8-way symmetry and it has always a 4-way symmetry. So any circle generating algorithm can take advantages of the circle symmetry to plot 8 points by calculating the coordinates of any one point. Okay, so if we find out the one point, with the help of this point we find out the other 7 different octant. Find out the 7 different point in different octant. Okay, so here is the 8 octant symmetry. Here is the 8 octant. We have called it as a octant. Okay, this is the x and y axis. Then with the help of this octant, we have find out the this, and with the help of this 2 octant, we have find out the this 2 octant always. Okay, we have get the half circle, and with the help of this half circle, there is a, by using the y-axis, there is a reflection. By using the y-axis, there is a reflection of half circle. Is we get the different half circle and we get the whole circle. Okay, then so the 8, calculating the 8 point, so because of that, here is circle generating algorithm can take advantage of circle symmetry to plot 8 points by calculating the coordinate of any one point. Okay, so if we get the 1 point, we have calculated the another point, that is 7 point in different octant. Okay, then the next point is the polygon. Polygon is a figure having many sides, and it may be represented as a number of line segments connected end to end to form a closed figure. Okay, so the polygon is a figure having many sides, and it represented as a number of line segments connected end to end. Here is the different polygon: triangle, quadrilateral, hexagon, octagon and pentagon. Here is the different types of the polygon. We called it as a polygon because it has a closed loop. Okay, the triangle have the 3 sides, but in this triangle there is, if the one side is missing in this triangle, we have not called it as a polygon. Okay, because of the connected of end to end point, and we form a closed loop, and then we called it as a polygon. Okay, then the types of the polygon. We can divide the polygon into 2 types, that is convex and concave polygon. Convex polygon is a polygon in which the line segment joining any 2 points within the polygon lies completely inside the polygon. Okay, so the convex polygon is which polygon whereas the line segment is completely inside the polygon, the line is lie on completely inside the polygon, then it's called as a convex polygon. Then second one is the concave polygon. The concave polygon is a polygon in which the line segment joining any 2 points within the polygon may not lie completely inside the polygon. Okay, here is the diagram or figure of the concave polygon. In this concave polygon, the line segment is inside the polygon, but the complete line is not the inside the polygon. There is some part is the outside of the polygon. That's why it is called as a concave polygon. Okay, then next content is inside and outside test. So how to check if the given distance or given point lie inside or outside a polygon? So there are 2 methods to find out the point is inside or outside of the polygon. First method is even odd method, and second method is the binding number method. Okay, so in even odd method, following is the simple method to check whether the point is inside or outside. The first one is the draw a horizontal line to the right of each point and extend it infinity. Then second, Count the number of times the line intersects with the polygon edges. Third, a point is inside the polygon if either count as intersection is odd or point lie on the edge of the polygon. Fourth, if none of the condition is true, then point lies outside. Okay. Here the figure is the even odd method. In this even odd method, we check the line is crossing the edge. Okay, how many times the line is crossing the edge? There is a 1 and 2. 2 means it is even, and if the count is the even, then point is lies outside of the polygon. Then here is the scan line. This scan line is crossing our edge. How many times it crossing our edge or intersect our edge? Boundary of the polygon 1 times. So 1 means odd, and odd means the point is lie inside the polygon. Okay. So the second point is the winding number method. In this winding number method, this method is also used with the simple polygons to test given point is inside or outside. In this method, give the direction to all the edges of the polygon. Draw scan line from the point to the test towards the leftmost of x direction. Okay. So here is some steps. First one is the give the value 1 to all the edges of the polygon which are going to upward direction and all other minus as a direction value. Check the edge direction values from which the scan line is passing and sum of them. And third one, if the total sum of these direction values is non-zero, then this point is tested as an inside point, otherwise it is an outside. So in this winding number method, with the help of winding number method, we have find out the point is inside or outside of the polygon. To check the point is inside or outside. Okay. Here is a picture, or here is a figure of winding number diagram. In this, we have draw first of all scan line, and scan line is draw outside the direction from our point. Okay. So here is the point, and we draw the scan line outside of the polygon. Okay. Then we have checked the line or the direction is upward or downward. Okay. If the direction is upward direction, then give the value as 1, and value as -1 as a direction is value, there is a downward direction. Okay. If there is the upward direction, give the value as 1, and downward direction, give the value as -1. There is another method, that is left to right and right to left. Here is, we stand over here and look the outside which the scan line is going to outward direction. So here we stand and check our left hand side and right hand side. Okay. So the direction, here we stand and look the outside direction and check the direction is goes right to left or left to right. In this point, direction is goes to right, from right to left. So count is 1. If the direction goes to left to right, then count is a -1. Here is also same. Here we stand and look outward direction and check the direction is right to left or left to right. Here is the direction is right to left. Then that's why give the value, it is 1. Okay. So in this winding number method, then find out the 1 and -1 value. After that, there is a sum of this value and their answer is 0, then the point is a outside and the value as there is a value is non-zero, then point is a inside of the polygon. Okay, if the total sum of the direction value is non-zero, then this point is to be tested as an inside point and otherwise it is an outside direction. Okay, the sum of these values is there is non-zero. Okay, then the point is a inside, otherwise point is a outside direction. Okay, revision of next points will cover in next session. Thank you so much.